everyone. As you can see, I have Lena Rodriguez and Linda G with me again. My monthly installment of The Power of Three.
Yes.
Which I love. So, you know how I am. I like to catch up. So what's going on? Let's catch up on Lena. What is going on your channel and what's been going on with you?
Well, as you know, I've been under house arrest now for a year and a half, the longest lockdown in the world in my city. And we come out on Friday. I have to get the champagne. So it's been a long haul. Yeah.
What are your numbers? What does everything look like in COVID land with you guys?
I'm just talking about my city. The rest of Australia is pretty much fine. We have 2,000 cases, and that's been, shut down for a year and a half.
That's not bad.
No.
What about deaths?
Very few. I think it's like 100 and something all up. It's a different planet, right?
Yeah.
It's just a different planet. They take that very seriously. Yep. So our hospitals are under a bit of strain, but nothing like what you guys are dealing with. And we're heading for 80% double vaccination now.
Yay.
We're almost there. So Friday we will be there, and we're aiming for 90% fully vaxxed.
And you guys are probably wide open. Now, are you guys doing any mandates or anything like that in Australia? Like if you get a job,
yeah, it's going to be everything, and there's going to be protests about that. So, police, health workers, etc., will have to be vaccinated. Some will not do it, in which case, I'm sorry, but it's sayonara. You have to go. You can't have. And I was just seeing today, the leading cause of death of police in the US is COVID.
That was last year.
So they can leave if they want and not do it, but you can't blame Biden for that. It's the leading cause of death in the police service. Yeah.
Hey, Linda, you have been just a busy little beaver. So what's been going on with you?
With my head cut off.
So what's been going on in your channel?
Nice girls trip. I did have that little opportunity. I went up to a place called it's called something Cove. It's in Humboldt County. When I told my daughter I was in Humboldt County, that's where all the pot grows. Said, Ma, are you okay? Because a lot of stuff happens up there. And I said, yeah. We went to a great Venezuelan place. I will tell you, I've rented homes, B&Bs, VRBO, from Maine to California, everywhere. That was probably the nicest home I was ever at. Everything was pristine. The views were spectacular.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes they act like you got a great view and it's not?
That's right. You've got to stand on the toilet to look out the 3-inch window.
We were in Boston and they said they had a great view of this. And there's a view if you stand against the window and look down to your left.
That's right.
So it was everything they said it was. Top notch, even a Wolf stove.
Oh, wow.
That was a pain in the ass to work. Anyway.
The idea is good.
Yeah, but I would go back there. I found my love spot. Wonderful.
Very nice.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
Have you been doing many collaborations on your channel there, Linda?
Mel?
Have you been? Mel?
I got Sterling again this Sunday.
Yeah.
But Mel and I did
You've got Andre too, don't you? Is it Andre?
My God, is he a kick? I love him.
Yeah.
Andre, and I'm going to be tomorrow with Heart and Soul Connection, I think. And then I was with Joyce, and then I was with a whole bunch of people. I'm back with Nasty Women. I get a lot of requests, and sometimes I'm not quite sure. Oh, Intuitive You and Debbie have invited me for something. Poor Intuitive You lost her doggy.
I know. I think you were
It's always a
doing
biggie.
Nancy Jean, 9 Candles. Are you doing that with her?
That's it. Tomorrow I'm doing hers. I was supposed to do hers, but every time I try to log on, it said this person's already in session. So I'm like, really? Biash? No, I'm just kidding. So I said, really? And I tried and I wrote her and I said, I can't get through. So then we decided to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes, it's like a 15-20 minute thing with her. She just it's pretty cool. I think she does.
She doesn't do politics. I'm like, okay.
No,
What
she
does
will
that leave? Happy Halloween.
right.
Some a lot of these readers have decided to come off the and I don't blame them. You know, it can be tiring. But one of the agreements with my guys was I was supposed to keep people calm.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
that's your contract with your guys, and it's a very important role.
Yes.
You know, it's a really important role. But to me, politics is oxygen. You know what I mean? I can understand why people get over it and you need breaks, but that's why things have got like they have everywhere, because people are going, I'm not interested in politics.
Right. Well,
perhaps you should be, pet, you know.
Some of my people say, you know, I actually wait for your show to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
And last week, did you guys hear last week? I said, some elderly person is going to die. Some very famous is going to be very big. And I even thought, is it Jimmy Carter? You know?
Yeah.
Because I just had a dream about him dying.
Yeah.
And then people were saying, then Bill Clinton got sick. And everybody's like, well, is that who it was? And I said, no, it's someone quite beloved. And
Colin Powell.
It was Colin Powell.
And how about that pig of an ex-president and his comment? What can you say?
And have you read his statement yet?
Yes.
Linda?
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, hey, who served in Vietnam? Bone Spurs couldn't bother to be served, but he's got the right to critique anybody else.
Yeah,
everybody else.
Yeah,
Colin Powell said what he thought of Trump, and that's what happened with Trump. So he'll get you even when you're dead and you can't defend yourself.
And Trump's, he said something bad about me.
Let's see if they do that for me. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
He knows when he dies, people will be dancing in the streets.
Yeah, look, totally.
Celebrating for a week. We get to celebrate.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what his funeral.
We're not supposed to wish bad, but isn't that interesting that he's, you know, because I'm sure he's going to be worried about his library, which won't happen because he didn't read a thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. All right. Well, thank you for that.
His library, will probably just hold a few real estate prospectus pamphlets.
This is a fine week for me to quit drinking vodka, straight up.
Right.
Dang it.
Well, it's not alcohol, but I love that sparkly water with lemon in it. It just thirst.
Yeah, I like the sparkly water too. I always put like the lemon juice or something in it too. I love it. Love it. Also, how was your cooking? I know that last time we were talking, you're trying to get like a cooking thing. This is like a brilliant time.
I'm ready to go. I'll probably do my first one next week.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how it's going to do, but I will give you a little heads up. One of the things I'm going to emphasize on, ladies, if you really want to be taken as a cook seriously, get you a nice apron. An apron smells of cook. Okay.
Yes.
Just come around the house in an apron and not cook a thing, but people will think, oh, she must be a fabulous cook.
And the other secret is you can cook it on top of the stove, but you put it in a casserole dish and bring it out of the oven.
There you go.
And everyone thinks you can cook.
I hope it's not going to be terrible, because I'll be that type that says, you know, you can do this, but if you don't give a crap, don't do it.
Yeah, that's so much with making it with love. It's like, what's the time, you know?
Anyway, okay.
Fabulous.
Let's go.
Yep, I'm excited about that. So the first up,
Linda can cook.
Yeah.
Linda G can cook.
Good.
Is this the video name of it
Yeah.
or the
It'll
channel?
be separate. It won't be Linda G Comanche. It's like it'll be Linda G can cook.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
So it'll be on a
But
separate.
would I get in trouble with that other can cook, you think, or is that licensing?
Not with your name.
No.
I would have thought it'd be all right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about that. All
Okay.
right. So people want to know about Trump's lawsuit to stop or slow down the January 6th commission from getting his documents. So, because he's put, of course, a lawsuit against the January 6th to, not show all of that. So we kind of wanted to look into that and see what's going to come out of that. I wish they had a separate judge and a separate court that every time he does that, they just literally take care of it right then and there within 24 hours and not have to worry about an appointment or anything.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be good?
Yes. Like you are solely for all of his lawsuits that he does. All he's trying to do is slow it down, because what they're trying to get to 2022 elections. That's all they're trying to do, is to muddy up the process, slow up the process, so that they think that they're going to gain power back in the House and Senate.
Best of luck to them, but I nearly cringe every time I hear that. I even hear some of the people on the news say, which it looks very possible that the Republicans. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. First of all, most of you people are dead.
Yeah, that's right. And the others are told not to vote.
One Republican just came out in Congress and said, I'm done with Trump. He's lost everything. He's lost Congress. He's lost the Senate. He's lost the presidency. I'm done with his winning.
Yeah. Okay, so what's that question? Because we've all read around this. Can we sort of make a fresh question out of it?
Well,
Just go.
Well, I flashed today.
What's
and
that?
I flashed that this isn't what's going to take Trump down.
Right.
This January 6th is. I'm going to tell you something. Trump is looking huge in bad trouble in 2022, 2023, where he can't even run for office. But it's something to do with money.
Yeah. And I think, it's that New York stuff rather than this stuff.
6th, we're all over here cheering, and I wish I could tell everybody, oh, yeah, we're going to. Not for him. Other people.
Yeah.
I know we've all read on this and kind of gotten a lot of information out, even on our own channels and stuff like that. But collectively, let's just look and see the fallout of this lawsuit.
Okay.
What's the deal? What is going to, make sense to everybody?
What's the fallout of this?
Well, my first card's the devil, so we'll start with that.
Well, that can be even obsession. If you'll notice, everybody, as soon as I wake up, everything on the news is about the January 6th. We're obsessing with it.
Yeah. Good God. I got death for the second card.
Whoa.
I literally got the devil and the death for the second card.
Can I give you a little tidbit of information?
Yes.
Please.
I got the devil too. Bannon's attorney tried to get the commission to hold off. He asked if they would hold off doing this thing today to send it to the DOJ, and they've told him no. We're moving forward.
Yeah. And I've got all these conflict wands cards.
Yeah.
The arguments going through, the defending, the one. It's just like.
I got a bunch of swords.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd say it'll just keep going in this fashion. They'll keep trying. They'll be told no. It'll limp on, it'll.
But like with Nixon, I see some people going to jail. Some people went to jail.
Yeah.
Nixon got off scot-free, but I see some people going to jail. Now, what's interesting that some of this, they're talking about fighting all the way to the Supreme Court. And I'm curious what that Supreme Court's, how they're going to act, because they're sure turning ugly.
Yeah. Shall we look at that instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Where's the
let's look
Supreme
at that.
Court going to be on the insurrection? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I mean, the fact that I got the devil in the end, it tells me right off the bat that they're trying to smash this BS. Like they're trying to end it. Like you can't. That's enough.
Mm.
So somebody's really working hard on that. And then it does go dormant because I got the 5 of Cups and I've got the Sword.
Mm.
Says the people are.
There will be a lot
feeling-
of the minions that end up in jail.
Mm.
But I see a lot of people squealing. I even saw Bannon squealing.
Interesting.
So they
But I
might,
agree, they'll start dominoes. Once they start, someone will cave and boom, 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 boom.
boom, boom, boom.
So
All
what's
right.
the
So we're looking at the
Supreme Court?
Supreme Court.
He announced to everybody, oh my God, January 6th is going to be huge. He knew what he was talking about.
Mm.
Well, absolutely.
So say the question again.
We're looking at the Supreme Court and how they're going to handle all of these.
When they start getting these, they can't get this information from me. Well, Supreme Court agreed. Oh, especially with Trump with executive privilege.
Mm. Yeah.
Now the Supreme Court told Nixon no.
Mm.
Well, the only person that can enact that is Biden. So what are they going to do? Say, yeah, he can. And then Biden says, no, he can't. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Well,
It's still up to him.
Mm.
I guess Trump should have been nicer to Biden, huh?
Mm. Yeah.
And I do want to look and see if they're actually going to add some Supreme Courts because I've gotten mixed information on that as well.
Yeah.
What'd you
I
get,
think the
Joyce?
Supreme Court is not going to want to handle that. They're going to try and avoid it.
They're up in the air in the 9 of Cups, which means they'll vote. Everybody's going to be happy with what they vote for.
Oh, I got the 9 of Cups too.
Yeah. So it's like decisions that are made that,
Mm.
They're gonna disconnect from the whole situation as much as possible.
Yeah, that's what I get overall.
The 4 of Cups, they're
But they'll
gonna
have to do
disconnect.
some things.
Yep. And then the delusion, like they like it's almost like the 4 of Cups, we're gonna disconnect and you guys are crazy. That you guys are delusional if you think that we're going to. And then I got the 4 of Swords where they're just gonna lay back and not.
Yeah, they don't want to know.
Which is
yeah.
good.
See, this is something constitutional that they have to kind of go by the law.
Yeah.
Like this thing coming up with abortion with the, I think they're going to have no choice but stay on it.
Mm. With the abortion law. Yeah, I was just saying to Sheila before, I think people aren't happy with the bounty hunter element of it. They're not happy that it doesn't include rape and incest. So even if they're not keen on abortion or support it in any way, they're not comfortable with all of it. And I think they could collapse. But yeah, I think Supreme Court's going to try and avoid it here, oh, not us, can't you sort it out? And then they're going to come up with some basic decent stuff in the end at the 11th hour.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is what's frustrating us all and everybody, is this delay between the bad behaviour and anything happening. It's like the 4-year-old who paints all over the lounge room wall and coming in and saying, that's really naughty and I'm going to punish you next October. It's...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's no real statement there.
Yeah. And
Well,
they have to understand they're representing, this is the end game. This is 5 minutes to midnight for American democracy. They need to be really busy.
Well, they just said even Jim Jordan was like, they were holding on like dogs to their bone.
Yeah.
with Benghazi, and America needs to know. And by God, we need witnesses and we need this and that. But this, they walk away like, what?
Yeah. In fact, that'd be a good ad by the Lincoln Project or something. Put them all saying those things on air, just back to back to back to back, but they happen to be talking about Benghazi. You know?
Right.
It was
I truly,
crazy.
honest to God, do not feel that they're gonna, the Republicans, I could be totally wrong, but thus far, but they've been, my guys have been pretty right on. And right when I hear it, I can hear them saying, nah. That's one of the reasons I have to still do the videos, let everybody know, they don't know what they're talking. They're doing everything they can, but it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
No.
It's like ants coming through.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
And then
And
the
here's
and then
other
the
thing.
Democrats
Oh, sorry.
run their finger across their path and they get all crazy.
Yeah. But I think one of the upsides of everything taking so long, like Trump's New York cases and the report of the January 6th will come out next year and all of that.
Right.
The delay, but in a way, the advantage is it's in front of people as they go into the midterms.
Right.
If it was all done and dusted now, they'd forget by then.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be optimistic here, but I think that's one of the upsides. It'll all just be coming on stream July, August, September next year. We'll start to hear all this stuff, you know.
Right. Right.
I've gotten a lot of information that 2022 is really going to be unbelievable. We're just going to wake up and go, what?
Wow.
Because they're just going and going. I mean, it's almost like the worst is yet to come for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 2022.
And I think they're going to go crazy. The GOP, once he keeps losing, when he backs someone and they lose, when that keeps happening, that's going to cause a huge split.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Have you guys read on the Virginia governor race?
I'm happy to have a look.
I saw the Democrat win.
Oh, good.
I have to.
Oh, good. Well, let's leave it there. I don't want to muddy the waters.
Here's the other thing that I feel that's happening in Virginia. I see a lot of people that act like they're going to vote for Trump, don't vote for Trump.
See, this is the other thing they're underestimating. 70% or 75 or some big percentage want the infrastructure bill.
They do.
They do.
Okay. So they're starting to see the cinemas and the mansions and stuff as standing in their way for the first time. It's a brand new dawn, you know. Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are suffering. If you go to individual people in individual houses, you go ask them what's important to them, and they just need support, help, and structure. I mean, can you imagine anybody driving on a street that needed to be fixed 20 years ago? I mean,
yeah.
I know when my boys were in school, I mean, the schools were built so bad, and it was still the schools from the 1950s with no air conditioning. I would make my kids stay home because I didn't want them sweltering in those schools.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were they those demountables, we call them? They're sort of.
Oh, they had some of that too. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're in a hot climate like we are here, you know, oh, God.
Oh, I know.
Killer.
Do you have a lot of humidity?
It depends what state you're in.
Okay.
So I don't where I live, where I grew up, yeah.
Okay.
And it would be so hot, Lena. You'd go to bed in a wet sarong on wet sheets and they'd be dry in half an hour, and you'd just do it again and you'd be just sweating.
Oh, you know? My God.
And you'd get in a car. We laugh because we had no air conditioning. How we survived, I don't know. But you'd have the wet towels. You'd sit on a wet towel. You'd hold the steering wheel. It was so dangerous with the wet towel. You'd have a wet towel around your neck. That was our aircon, 1965 in Queensland.
Wow. What are the temperatures on a regular?
I've got to think Fahrenheit. They would go from 80 to 100 plus up there. That's the north. It's very hot. Not where I am now. But as kids, we would stand and let the bitumen melt between our toes because no one wore shoes. We had hard feet, you know. And that was a game. How long could you stand there with the melting bitumen?
Oh my
You had to make your own fun. I'm just
Jesus Christ.
It was rough. It was rough, let me tell you.
Fantastic. All right, so we don't want to throw on the governor race at all?
No, we're going with the Democrat.
It's so funny you just wrote me because Terry McGough's race for governor, Alice, one of the volunteers, just wrote me. Of course, you know what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Money. Yep.
Oh, look, I hope he gets up. It's really important symbolically.
I know. Well, it'll give us a good feeling if because Trump was saying
that's right.
If he loses, that's going to give Trump more reason to worry.
And he'll go nuttier and nuttier.
Yeah.
Oh, he is crazy. So do we
When is that race, by the way?
Sorry?
What?
When is that race? When is the
November
voting?
2nd.
When's that? 10 days away or something. Go the Dems. Golden light for McAuliffe.
Golden showers for Trump.
Yes.
Now that's a story.
And how about him getting up at the rally and saying he wasn't into golden
there's a new document. Because there's a new thing coming out that talks about that. That talks about how he had somebody pee on the bed that Mr. Obama and his wife
in
slept
Moscow.
with. Yeah. And it turned around that he liked golden showers. That's the reason why he said that, because the whole thing is coming out.
That's not the original story. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. All right. So what we have here is Garland. Is he going to arrest Bannon? You want to go ahead and look at that?
We're circling around here, aren't we? Let's go.
I see knocking on the door and I see agents taking him away.
Yeah.
I saw it as clear as day. He may bail himself out right away.
Yeah,
so
let's change the question. Will he go to a real jail as opposed to a Four Seasons jail for 5 minutes? Okay. Let's ask if he'll go to a real jail.
Okay. Let's see what his conditions are going to be.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can see Bannon. I can see him trying to talk like, they got nothing on me, and then also being quite nervous.
Yeah, because what happens with all of these guys, I think, is you only hang out with people who think like you do for so long. And so suddenly when something like this happens, I've got the King of Wands and Queen of Pentacles, they're actually quite shocked because they're so used to not paying their bills, doing and saying whatever they want. And suddenly they've got these authority figures coming down that quickly with the Chariot changes their situation. But I think he's arguing with his lawyers constantly. So I didn't get an answer to.
It's going to end his life the way he knows it. They're going to come get him.
That's probably a better way of looking at it.
It might not be till November, but we're already almost in November.
And I just pulled another card and did get the jail card. So I think
there's some people behind the shadows that are working against him. And what I got was, it's a weird flash that I got, but I get that, Trump pardoned him for taking all that money from all those donators that thought it was going for the wall. And he kept it and lived fat on it.
Yeah.
Well, a whole bunch of other guys are still getting ready for their trial. But
that's interesting.
Out. And I almost feel like there's somebody in this group that's angry. and may spill some beans about
Good.
him.
But again, I think the Dems miss a lot of opportunities. Every time his name's mentioned, they should be saying, now, Steve Bannon, he was pardoned despite the fact he stole money from ordinary Americans.
Exactly.
They should keep saying
Pushing that
this every time. Yeah. So, Sheila, what did you get on that?
Well, I actually got the loving reunion, and they're going to meet up with him, right?
Mhm.
And they're going to take him away in the chariot.
Mhm.
But there's something really weird that my cards bring out that there's going to be difficulty somewhere. There's going to be difficulty in the capture. There's going to be difficulty as they put him. I mean, there's going to be some sort of debacle difficulty going on. And it's called achieving first stage. It's almost like it falls right into his plan of his talking point. Look who they got. They're faking. So he's going to use this against the Democrats, against everybody, to talking points for the Republicans, because I got the magician. He's going to play this is going to play into his hand. However, the burden and the responsibility, and where the wish is fulfilled, that means that we're going to get what we need out of him. For some reason, his doing the groundwork is because the January 6th Commission has done the groundwork, and they creatively, they turn him. They turn him. So whatever it is, but the arrest itself, there's going to be a difficulty there somehow, some way, and I don't know exactly what that is. Either they can't find him, or when they do arrest him, it doesn't go well. I don't know, but there's definitely going to be a difficulty. But they do capture him and take him away.
But then that's when he starts singing like a bird, because he can't.
I think so too. I think he does. I think he has this big old huge presence of I'm fighting it, I'm fighting it, I'm fighting it, and then behind closed doors, what do you want to know?
Yeah. Well, who was the blabbermouth in that first book in Washington? Michael, what was his name?
Owen? No,
Michael. He was the one that wrote the first book about Trump. Trump was furious with all
Woodward's book.
But he said most of his information was from Bannon.
Yes. Playing a double game. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, repulsive as Bannon is, he's smart, which is why he's dangerous. And he knows how dumb the Yeti is.
Yes.
So I think he might have been playing too smart a game, you know what I mean? Assuming he had all the dirt, playing everyone off against, because he's a chaos merchant. That's what his goal is. So that's very interesting. And he might get confused with who he's protecting, who's he's exposing, what's he saying. He thinks he's got it all going on. Maybe he'll get confused.
They're going to show their hand to his attorneys.
Yeah.
So what they have, and Bannon has no choice.
Yeah, he's like, they got him. Yeah,
I see them showing, because isn't that amazing too? How Cheney said that a lot of top-notch Republicans are going to her and say, "You go, girl," but they won't do it. They won't stand up to him. They're afraid to. And that Republican said, he's lost everything. He lost I'm tired of his winning.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean about their echo chambers. They forget the basics because they're onto the new shiny thing or the scary thing that you're afraid of him. But he keeps losing.
Always. Yeah, he does. If he endorses them, see, that was another thought process. If he does run, I don't think he is, but if he does run in 2024, that's would be the best thing for the Democrats ever. Like, we've already proven to you that we are not going to vote you in. We will prove to you one more time, and we're going to have a lot of 18-year-olds in the next 4 years that are going to come of age, and they don't definitely vote Democratic. So we're going to have even more votes against you. So I keep on thinking to myself, you guys think that who is is he attracting? Who is he? Are you guys
Yeah.
gaining Republicans anywhere? I don't see that.
No, well, it's unfortunate. A lot of them are dead. It's really a shame.
It is true. I mean, it keeps on going and going.
Just
Absolutely.
bizarre. When we look back on this time in history, that they were prepared to let their own voters.
776,000 Americans are dead.
Yeah.
Most of them in Texas and Florida.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I guess that it's a job lot. Like, they can't afford to believe those figures and keep doing what they're doing. So they mustn't believe that there are all these hundreds of thousands dead.
I mean, it's just amazing, those two governors. The cruise ships can come in. I don't care. They have COVID. No, you can't mandate. And now these big companies are telling Abbott, oh, hell with you. We're mandating.
Yeah, that's right. How? I don't know. There must start to be court cases of people suing these governors, you know, teachers who have died, kids who have been lost, who are forced to go to school, they cruises, whatever.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
You watched that clip of Lindsey Graham talking to a handful of people, and he said, please get the vaccine. And they're like, no.
Booed. He got booed.
And then he says, here in South Carolina, 90% of the people who are in the hospital right now are unvaccinated. And all of his people just lost their crap. Like, yeah. And he was just trying to tell them.
Trump said,
he did.
Vaccinated, and they started booing him. And then he said, oh, don't. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like your denial.
Vaccinated now. Even Trump himself can't get them there.
All the people at Fox News are vaccinated.
Of course they are.
I mean, their denial.
Don't tell me DeSantis and what's his face in Texas aren't vaccinated.
All of them are. Yeah, I keep on saying it on TikTok. Your denial is working for us. Keep focused.
Yeah. But I don't want them to wake up to it. You've got to be careful. You don't want them to work it out and go the other way. You know what I mean?
Well, they're too stubborn. They can't figure it out. There's this one QAnon. The new QAnon thing is that Trump is still in charge of the government and is still in charge of the army. And that they still believe this, that Biden is just fake. And all of that. And then when they were challenged and says, okay, so the Afghanistan thing, if Trump is still in charge of the army, so Trump is 100% responsible for the Afghan thing. And they're like, no. And they their brain just messes up.
Oh yeah, they were talking about when they wanted to go against Biden. Oh, I feel so sorry for those Afghan people. Oh, poor things.
Yeah.
Those mothers. And then the guy said, well, how do you feel about them, coming to
here.
America? No, I don't want them here. They'll be Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
I know. It's like these QAnon believers and stuff. It's like North Korea. They're being told things that defy their everyday experience, and yet they'll fight it. It's bizarre.
I know.
It really is bizarre. You can't logically compute a few things that they as reality, but they believe that what's his face is still alive. Was it Kennedy? Some Kennedy guy?
Oh God.
Who was it?
JFK?
JFK. Yeah,
No.
JFK.
JFK.
Yeah, they still believe
was going to be vice president. Yeah.
Yeah, he was going to be vice president. The guy that died in was it Virginia? Yeah, in the plane crash. It's just bizarre. If you dive deep into it, which I don't recommend, but it just surfaced just this crazy, just literally craziness. I want to read on that. What brings people to the most insanest belief system that I've ever seen in the United States, and the amount of people who actually believe these crazy, insane things? What really is that?
Yeah, it'd be different if it was 25,000 people, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's huge.
Millions.
But not the majority. We've got to always remember that. But it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let's read on that. Let's see what
how's the Pillow guy doing? I thought he said, when's Trump supposed to be back in office?
What was the question? What'd you say?
How's the Pillow guy doing? Anybody heard about him?
Ugh.
Oh, well, he keeps turning up for work, doesn't he? I mean, what? Okay, so what do we else here?
Why do these people believe? Why do they? Why have they
What keeps
fallen?
them in there? What keeps
Yeah.
them in there? Why do people doing on stuff?
What is the reason that people feed on this? And it's unfortunately, this is not just Trump. There's a
No.
lot of people that feed on that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, right now, the politicians have to play to pander to their crazy in order for them to stay in power right now, because they have gone so far.
And it's white supremacy. It's racism.
Yeah.
Definitely racist.
He's a racist, so they love him.
Yep. And he called it out very early.
Is hate. They love to hate.
Well, I think you've just nailed it with that sentence, Linda. They love to hate. That's exactly what's turned up here.
Because he's always angry, if you'll notice. And they feed off of it. Like Hitler did. Why do these people have more than us? What are these people, and then let's get rid of them. Yeah, let's get rid of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the same thing Hitler did.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make us better. Make us feel better. Make us feel better. Make us feel better.
In the meantime, he had a little Jewish in him, but he made sure a genealogist got rid of anything that showed that he had Jewish in him.
What'd you get, Lena?
Yeah, the expansion of these ideas I get with the Empress, where they get their security from and all of that. The magician comes forth and explains to them as they see it why their lives are like they are.
Right.
Why are they on the bottom of the heap and things aren't secure and all of that. And he comes up with, a 2-sentence bullying answer, and people respond. People like simplicity, and clear cut. It's in anthropology, we call it the big man syndrome. So they think if someone says no to everybody, like Trump has, that's powerful. Saying no is powerful. So pulling the wool over their eyes, making them angry, keeping them angry, and promising money down the track. I will bring you prosperity. Oh, it's been 5 years. Nothing's happened. Doesn't matter. It's about to happen. You know what I'm getting from this? It's the gambler's mentality too.
Right.
If I keep losing, I'm closer to the big win.
There you go.
You know how many people I hear, they say, it's like, I always ask them, do you have any proof on that? It's coming out. Do you know how many times I've heard that? It's coming. It'll be exposed. It always comes out. I was like, wait, we have done everything to get it in this country to expose the truth, and including your people. When do you think this truth is coming? That's what they're hoping for, the truth to be on its way. That's what they say.
And in their world, it is, because there'll be another site who'll say that.
Yes.
That's like that big healthcare thing he was going to do. We're still waiting for his big healthcare plan.
Big, beautiful healthcare, remember?
On its way. It's always on its way. It'll be exposed. It's on its way. And I think that also keeps them, what, hope can be a dangerous weapon against people who are not all there. And when you throw hope out constantly, it can be very dangerous. They have, it's like a heartbreaking. And they just keep the hope, keep the faith. They're too far gone. They can't go any far. They can't come back. They can't come back. They can't save face. They can't, their ego won't allow them to go back to their family and say, I was wrong. They have to go deeper in order to save face. It's really.
And then they're part of a special tribe too, the ones who really know what's going on. So to them, we don't know anything, and they know what's really going on.
And what's the main
denominator? I know.
What is the main thing besides the racism and hate? Money. When
money
gaps, everybody pays. Everybody's paying. But what's interesting is that the two Republicans that went against Trump Cheney and the other guy, they got more money in their war chest than the others.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that I want to look into that, and we'll end with this one. I want to see what creates that. There was
have
a
to
story.
grab my
Oh, you went mute. There we go.
stuff. I'll be right.
Okay. I want to see what makes them give money. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
okay, they're crazy. They're this, that, and the other. But you have a guy over here that your wife is now pissed off at you because you remortgaged your home so that you can send $100,000 to the Trump campaign. For what? You put your life in poverty for what? For that hope? For that
Yeah.
it's going to get
Yeah,
here. It's
let's
going to get
look
here.
at
It's
that.
going to get here.
Yeah.
Isn't that
What
crazy?
is that buzz about? Why they feel they have to support the billionaire?
Yeah, why do they think that they have to send money? It's like an organized religion. We can't be up here and preach to you unless you give us money.
That's right. Exactly.
Ooh, maybe it is turning into like a church for them. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, what I got, yeah, they're funding the crusade. They see themselves as funding the crusade.
So the question is why do they keep on giving money, Linda?
Yeah, but that's sort of the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Linda, I was just saying, yeah, I was just saying one of the reasons they give money to the guy who's supposed to be really rich, and they think they're funding the next crusade. So
Right.
even to give him money is touching him, you know,
Yes.
and it's getting daddy to pat you on the head. But here's the false knight, and they're going to lose their money. But yeah, it's like those pastors, you know, in poor communities who say, give me money, I've got the hotline to Jesus.
Exactly.
And they still give money. It's that same mentality.
Yes.
It's, yeah.
It
But
does
I
have
felt special on these people that even go to these Clinton things, these rallies. Most of them are welfare. They're driving
yes.
wrecked cars, but they all become a camaraderie and they all meet out there and see their king.
Yeah. And we can't underestimate that sort of sense of belonging they get. Instead of being redneck backwater, just talking to your own, suddenly the main guy in the world was telling you it's absolutely fine to be a violent redneck.
All about money, you guys. Look at that.
It's always about the money.
That Marjorie Taylor Greene, all of them made tons of money off this.
Yeah.
This clown act that they do.
Yeah.
Because you know, Trump talks about he doesn't like his people.
Yeah. I'm living for the day. I'm living for the day there's a recording of him saying, oh, I'm putting that into the ether. They'll say it's fake. They'll say what they like, but you know what? That's the thing that would crush.
I think this is very interesting. You've kind of opened my mind on this because it was like the connection between the religion and Trump, and they treat it as a religion. And you're right. It's like they're waiting for the accolades. Thank you so much for giving money. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I helped you. I helped you. Because they're giving their good earned money, and they just pray for them that, like the justice, do what you got to do, get in there and do what you got to do. That, you know, the pictures that they put on their trucks, on their flags, are all of Trump as being muscly and a fighter with guns. I mean, they have so screwed up even the image of a true image of Trump. They have gotten him to being like this, you know, wonderful, gorgeous guy of a fighter, and I'm like, wait a minute, this doesn't match up. This picture of over here of the reality doesn't. You guys are
Don't
really
forget,
crazy.
Yeah, this is Tyrant 101 propaganda, right? Remember, Putin was photographed. Wasn't he wrestling a bear or something? You know, like he had his shirt off and
Yes.
a rifle, and you know, yeah, it's.
Oh,
I
Linda,
thought
you're
He was on this ice rink and he fell. In the hockey ice rink and he fell flat on his face.
what is
Putin,
this Trump or Putin?
Did.
Putin. Oh no, Trump would never have strapped on some skates. He's
No.
got bone spurs.
But yeah, even the images that they have put on their trucks and all of that are also very far from reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they cannot handle reality.
yeah.
What did you get, Linda?
I got that. The reason they do it is for that they give the money is because they look at him as their God. It's like giving to a church.
Yep.
Tell me more, feed me more hate because I'm digging it, man.
Yeah.
True. I'm opening up a vein. Please inject.
Yeah, that's right. And people always punch down when they're in stress too. So as long as you
Yes.
can demonize some other group, you get off the bottom.
Right.
So, you know, that's where racism just
Yeah.
feeds that.
Yes. Yes. And the way they do those signs and they can't even spell it right.
Oh, yeah, it's gold, isn't it? Really?
We're going to impeach Biden. We're going to impeach Biden. Thanks, Bobert.
It's better get a brand, which
Yeah.
they say brain, but they spell it wrong.
I mean, Colorado has one of the highest education, whatever. We're one of the highest educated states, and we got Bobert as our representation. And I'm like, what happened?
I don't think she's going to last. When does she come up again?
No, she's not, because Colorado redistrict. So Colorado redistrict, she used to have a great big, huge, very rural, cowboyish district. It just kind of popped her in, right? So now they cut her redistricting out, and her business and her home are now attached to Boulder. And if you know anything about Boulder and Denver and all of that, huge blue, so blue. And there was and I can't think of his name right now. Of course I can't, but he was one of the impeachment lawyers that were on the second impeachment. She has to go against him. She's not going to make it.
No.
So she's out. And she's so pissed. I've gotten into her, and she is so mad that they redistrict her.
He's the one without a high school education, right?
No, he's a lawyer.
No,
Bobert.
Talking about
Bobert literally got her GED just before she was elected to Congress.
Her husband is also in trouble for exposing himself.
Yes, he was at a park.
Sheila, can you send Linda that clip of the liberal redneck on Lauren Boebert?
Yes,
it's
I'm
only
gonna
2.5 minutes. If you want to have a good laugh, because he used to be a stand-up comic. Now he does this. It's just 2 minutes from his car. It is hilarious and vicious and fabulous on Lauren Boebert.
Oh, and you got to subscribe to him.
Sheila.
He's hilarious. Oh my gosh, this guy's hilarious. He goes after all of the
YouTube, or is he on
YouTube?
YouTube has huge viewer numbers. He calls himself the liberal redneck because he's from Tennessee, but he's just gold. Oh, I mean, the man is fabulous. So smart, so funny. And the videos are only short, 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
I like that.
And he nails it.
I like
Me
that.
too. I have attention span of a gnat sometimes.
And he outlines Lauren Boebert's thing, you know, like doing this, left high school because she got knocked up and then married this dreadful guy and all of that. And he said, is this a member of Congress or is this my cousin Michaela? You know, like, really. But look, you've got to see the clip.
A lot of people are writing me asking, do I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is the one that planted the bomb? She is not the one that planted the bomb.
I never got that either.
I can guarantee it. There's a lot of things she would do. She didn't have her hand.
Yeah. She's not a good person, but no, I don't think so either.
Who do you think it is?
It's mental health issues with her. She's got those mad eyes. You know what I mean? Whereas Boebert's just milking it for what she can get, and you know, whatever.
Green is too, but Green,
of course,
Green is mean.
But I think she's quite nutty.
Yeah.
Well, Green has gotten on the stage and literally said, we're not going to go with these normal Republicans anymore. I think she is trying to pull herself away and create her own party.
He's
I
not
think
popular.
she has. Do what?
He's not popular enough.
No,
I
but that's
agree.
what her mentality is. Like she's
Yeah,
got enough
yeah, God
following
knows.
that she can create her new thing because she
When
says
the
the
camera
weirdest
pans
crap.
back, when she's talking and the camera goes back, you realize there's 13 people there and probably 3 of them are family and the rest come with.
Yeah, just like with Matt Gaetz, he had a big thing at Trump's hotel, and they moved him out of a room and put him in the hallway because only 10 people showed up.
And they were throwing food on him.
They were?
Somebody was throwing food on him as they were moving him through.
I love it. I love how
Wow.
people keep saying Marjorie Taylor Greene says this or that, and they're using Bounty the dog's picture.
Oh, yeah, right.
They terrorize her on TikTok. Oh my gosh, do they terrorize her on TikTok? There's some clever
Fantastic.
people out there that knows how to edit videos that just really get some good stuff going on. But
I would
anyways,
like to know Gillibrand, Kristen Gillibrand. What's her deal?
Yeah, where does she fit in?
She's much ado about nothing.
what's the story behind this?
Kristen Gillibrand, the one from, is she from Colorado? Yeah, she's from Colorado.
I haven't heard that.
Came in, she's a Democrat. She was only making $35,000 a year. And she's the one that dresses real goofy and curtsies. And they say she's in the Republicans' hands now because she's went to the highest bidder. She's one of the ones, and I loved what whoever said this. Between Manchin and her, why did the two of them get to hold up? What 48?
Are you talking cinema?
Yeah, Kirsten Cinema.
Are you talking about?
I call her Cinnabon.
Yeah.
Okay, is that who you're talking about? A cinema? Because she's from Arizona.
Oh, is it Arizona? But they said,
Yeah.
why do people allow those two to tie up the whole bunch?
True.
It's ridiculous. It's crazy town stuff. The system really needs an overhaul.
I mean, if they're on a team, and if two people decided, no, we're not going to do it this way,
Yeah,
it wrecks the whole game.
yeah,
Especially
totally.
in Congress.
And they're both as bent as fish hooks,
Yeah. It's the Senate, yeah.
And really, this is where the Dems are too polite too. They should have bailed both of them up 2 months ago, bailed them up and said, Manchin, we know about you, your wife, your daughter and the EpiPens, and all this corruption.
Oil.
We don't want to have to do it, but if you don't step in line, we're going to. Same with cinema.
He doesn't want people to have hand downs. Mr. from West Virginia, one of the most poverty-stricken states.
Yeah.
In this, and hello, my taxes
Yes.
in California go to pay for West Virginia.
Yes,
They do.
And he's
They absolutely
gonna
generation after generation.
Yes, and 70% of West Virginians want this. They want this thing. I loved what Bernie did. He wrote to the paper and said, Joe Manchin doesn't want to give you these things. These are the things offered. And he doesn't. And the next day, Joe Manchin was ready to work with Bernie.
It's basic stuff. And there should be billboards, the same with the Virginia governor thing. There should be billboards everywhere going, these people don't want you to have jobs. It's really simple. And maybe that's what the universe has in mind. People are slow learners often. So they're seeing it now for the first time. You vote for them and you get this, or you vote for them and you don't.
Exactly.
This is true.
Keep it really straightforward.
So she's got to go. There's a whole bunch of people from Arizona did a no confidence on her.
Yeah, love that.
Over there.
Yeah. Because they never go to work, these people. They're so busy feathering their own nest. When do they govern? When do they do anything?
Money. She didn't have money, and now she has all. So she's
got a lot of money.
Regular Joe blows. Yeah.
And now she doesn't want the Green New Deal because, no, shocking. Well, look, at time's marching on, Groovers.
I know. We're gonna go ahead and in the video. Thank you everybody for showing up. To who has watched, and thank you, of course, Linda G and Lena, for my monthly get-togethers.
It's great having the monthly get-together. I really love it.
Thank you, and I appreciate that.
Thanks for hosting it, Sheila.
You're welcome, and stay right there, Linda, because I have a question for you after we get done with the thing. So thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys.